Hi everybody, and welcome back to another Girl Talk video. So today I'm going to be talking about chronic migraines and abdominal migraines. Yes, I suffer with both of them. Yay! They're not fun at all, but I have some notes right in front of me. I'm going to be talking about the beginning and how I knew that I had it, in relation to polycystic ovarian and how that sort of ties in, and let's just get right into it, because Lord knows I can rant on and on. So I will link right up here my polycystic ovarian syndrome video, because that was my first Girl Talk video. But down below I want you guys to write to me what you want to hear me talk about in this Girl Talk series. So the beginning. Let's talk about the beginning. So I would say it was about 1920 when my first migraine happened. Of course, I didn't know what was going on. A migraine is very different than just your traditional headache. When you have a headache, you just kind of feel pressure on they kind of call it a swimmer cap headache, or like you could have a tension headache, or it just feels like it's primarily coming from here, the temples on the top of your head, sometimes the back of your neck, and all the way down to your shoulders. That's called a visceral headache, but I'm not getting into that just quite yet. So, a regular headache is just something that maybe you just have to take Advil, you just gotta lay down, or with the heating pad or whatever, and it just kind of subsides and goes away. A migraine, it's a little different. Migraines can last to hours and hours, sometimes, God bless you out there, sometimes days. You see flashing lights, you can get nauseous, dizzy, you can't be around anyone, you gotta have the lights all shut off. So it's definitely something that's different compared to your normal headache, right? So I know that my migraines definitely correlate with my hormones. No, I don't really think anybody has ever really said that, but I just believe that way because I do suffer with polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I also suffer with chronic migraines. So I just think my hormones are just all imbalanced. Something's going on, throwing off and causing me migraines. So I just remember around the area of 19 and 20 is when I first started to suffer with migraines. I remember my first really bad migraine, it's just scarred. It's just, you know what I mean? It scarred me. I can still remember where I was, I remember it was nighttime. Everybody was, just going to sleep, and the pain. I thought I was gonna have to be hospitalized. I'm not trying to be dramatic. The pain was just so severe. And let me just talk about the type of migraines that I suffer with. I have always suffered with a sharp eyeball pain. It's a deep, sharp eyeball pain, and it could be either eye. Knock on wood. Where's wood? It's never been both eyes at the same time. I have no idea why, but it's just pick an eye. So usually, let's say it's this eye, right? Which is my right eye. It is deep. It's a deep eyeball pain. I'm talking about almost deep as to where your eyeball is sort of connected deep. Okay, not on the surface, not an actual tangible eye pain, deep into, say deep one more time to make the audience understand. Deep. It's deep in there. I really don't know how else to explain it, but if you do suffer from that eyeball migraine pain, you know what I'm talking about and how deep it does go. So yeah, it's just this deep eyeball pain to the point where you literally want to basically surgically remove your eyeball. Yep. No, I'm not going to surgically remove my eyeball, but you want to, because the pain is so severe. It's a stabbing pain, and sometimes it just can connect almost down to the side of, like, under your ear, like the side of your neck. So deep this way. And it's always one side. So if it's happening here, it's like that or like that. So that's the type of migraine that I suffer with. And on top of that, severe eye pain, you know, when you're dealing with severe pain, you might throw up, you might, you know, be dizzy, because severe pain does cause nausea and all of that. So yes, I get severely nauseous. Yeah, I have to basically just get away from people, and I don't suffer with the flashing lights. I don't see orbs and flashing lights and all the things that some people do suffer with. I just need to lay down, like, and that's the thing that's so, it's just not a good thing. I mean, it's, you know, it hinders you from, I guess you could say, progressing with your life, you know. There's been many a time when I've been at work, or I've been at school, or you name it, you know, or just out and about with, you know, friends, or my boyfriend, or my family, or whatever, on vacation, and it hits you. And it doesn't just, like, like some people they slowly might notice it coming on. For me, it's like, boom, eyeball pain. And that's it. It's all downhill from that point. That's why later on I have learned that once, this is for any of my fellow migraine sufferers out there, once you feel like that initial sensation of it coming on, or like that, just, I know I'm getting a migraine, like I know it, I can feel it, like, you know, something's wrong, you need to take your migraine medicine. You need to prevent it from fully coming on. And that is what I never used to do. I always used to just, you know, let it become into some full-blown migraine, and yep, wasn't good after that point. So I remember that night when everything was just coming down like a ton of bricks. I remember it was like severe eyeball pain, just neck pain, tension headache, like almost like migraine, visceral headache, and a tension headache all in one. I really thought that was it. Like, I thought I had to go to the hospital. But somehow I just laid down with the heating pad, and I made it through that night. And then, you know, I guess a couple of days passed, or maybe that next day, I don't really remember, but that's when, you know, I was like, I need to see a neurologist. I need to go to a neurologist. Something is wrong. So I went to a neurologist, and they diagnosed me with chronic migraines, because the amount of migraines I was dealing with was not just your typical migraine amount. You know, some people, they might get a migraine like once a month or once a year. Let's say out of the week span, I was getting a migraine maybe morning and then maybe the next day in the afternoon. So like once a day basically, or every other day. So it was getting to a point where I was really discouraged. It was affecting my actual life. So that's why I had to go to the neurologist. I don't really remember what specifically I was put on medication wise, but it was always a preventative medication, and it was always something called a PRN, which is a prescribed when needed, and that is what I like to call my rescue medication. So that is always taken when feel a migraine coming on, you take your rescue medicine, your PRN. That's like your Imitrex or your rizatriptan, you know, something like that. Not the preventative. The preventative is something that you take every day to prevent. So I was prescribed medications like that, and I took them, and still getting migraines, you know, just still dealing with life. And I remember I had to have like a migraine journal where I write everything down. I got brain MRIs. Yes, there's a brain in there. It might be this small, but it's in there. Neck MRI. I do have a, I think I have a bulging disc, but it's like a slight bulging disc. It could be from anything, roller coasters, you name it. Doing crunches wrong. Could really be anything. So yeah, I went to the doctor, was prescribed medications, went on with my life as we do. Let me just talk about triggers. So what could possibly trigger a migraine, or what triggers my migraines? So for me, as you know, as the years have gone by, I have noticed that my migraines definitely are like locked and intertwined 100% with my sinuses. And I know that because whenever I'm having this eyeball pain, that side of my face is always congested, always clogged, always. So eyeball pain, clogged, meaning like can't breathe out of that side. And I always thought that that was really strange and never made sense. So then I went to an ear, nose, and throat doctor where they told me I had a slight deviated septum, and yes, I have bad allergies, and 100% the sinuses are involved with these migraines. So what I try to do when it comes to my sinuses and trying to make sure that everything is being kept clear, I sleep always with a humidifier. So number one would be a humidifier. Get a humidifier. That just basically keeps everything clear, because, you know, we don't realize, you know, if we're asleep. I gotta sneeze because I have such bad allergies. Speaking of bad allergies, excuse me. So basically, that was so random. Basically, Emily, I just totally forgot what the hell I'm saying. That's why I have a list here. Yes, so sinus, humidifier. Okay. Humidifier. The humidifier basically humidifies the air, keeps it all humid and full of moisture, because I've learned that when the heat is on, oh man, things are dry. My sinuses are just really bad. So if you do suffer with migraines, you know, try to look into a humidifier. It might help keep things sort of clear, and also it'll keep your sinuses clear, okay? So that is what I do. I always sleep with a humidifier on. In the summer, I still use my humidifier, but I really should be getting a dehumidifier. But I don't have as much trouble for some reason in the summer. I mean, in the winter, everything is just so dry. So I always sleep with a humidifier. I use Flonase. I actually, doctors actually write Flonase for me, but you can just really buy it at the drugstore. And then I use some sort of like a saline spray, morning and night. Now I know saline can dry you out, so I don't do it too much, but I just do it to kind of just keep things moving. So that's what I do when it comes to my sinus and making sure things are just clear. I also take an allergy medicine. I take Zyrtec every single day. You could take Claritin. You could take Claritin. I was told not to take Claritin D. For some reason, my doctor said like Claritin D, it's gonna do the reverse effect and actually make me more congested. So I'm not sure. I do take Zyrtec morning and night. Every morning. Also, perfume affects me. Things that are really strong in scent. I know that a lot of people that have migraines do suffer with scent as well. It's a big one. So if somebody just sprays something that's kind of obnoxious, or candles, just those really strong scented candles, I can't do it. I cannot. That's why I usually stick to something that's lighter and fresher. Like vanilla doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me for some reason. But anything super sweet, like cinnamon, even like the Christmas tree sort of scent really bothers me. Anything just full of spice. So I have to make sure that things are sort of, mellow and light when it comes to perfume, candles, you name it. Also, another trigger is bad weather. So just the constant change of weather. Maybe I should put that like that. So let's say it's sunny out. Okay, usually on sunny days, I don't really suffer with migraine issues, sinus issues, and problems. But let's say the next day is just this gross, rainy, horrible day. 9 times out of 10, your girl will get a migraine or some type of sinus congestion that later on leads to a migraine. So definitely change in weather also. So what I just do to prevent that is just make sure that my sinuses are kept clear, and just make sure that I'm taking care of that, so that when the bad weather does happen, things might work a little bit better. I don't know. Another one would be foods. We're constantly just putting things into our body, but we don't realize that that could also be a big trigger. So for me, that would be processed foods like bologna, salami. I realized Chinese food, for some reason I never understood, but Chinese food, there's something in Chinese food, maybe the MSG in the Chinese food, always causes me to have a migraine. Grape juice, love grape juice, but something about grape juice, boom, I got the migraine. So I try to just, be careful about what I'm putting into my body. Like if I know I'm putting that in, I'm gonna be aware of the fact that I'm gonna get a migraine, So I don't stop myself from having those things, but I do keep myself aware that, okay, you're eating Chinese food now, right? Right now, just, be aware that that is one of your triggers and it will possibly cause it. So right now, medication wise, what I'm taking, my preventative is, it's like a long P word and I'm probably going to butcher it right now. Propapanonol. I don't know. It basically is a blood pressure medication. But the thing about a migraine is, why we get migraines is because the lining of the wall in our brain, it gets thicker. I'm not sure. And it creates this sort of like tension, and I'm not a medical doctor, I don't really know, but it basically causes a migraine. So you need to thin that, you need to thin that lining and make sure that it is thin. So I take Indorol every single day, every morning, and it is my preventative medication. As far as my PRN medication, what works for me is, like what I mentioned earlier, it's something called Simeptrin, which is also known as Imitrex. Or I'll take something called rizatriptan. So that's what I take when I'm out, let's say with friends or family or whatever, and I sort of feel symptoms of the migraine coming on. Boom, must take my PRN medications. So they are a must. So talk to your doctor, your neurologist about that, and see what could help. I also on the side take like supplements. So I take magnesium. I've been told that magnesium really helps when it comes to migraines, and I also at night take melatonin. I don't take melatonin every night because I know it can screw up your natural melatonin, but I do take melatonin, and I've been told that magnesium and melatonin also help with migraines. And then I just usually just rely on my heating pad. My heating pad has really saved me in many respects. Many nights, many mornings, it's really helped me. So overall, I'd have to say that my migraines are under control because of things that I do to prevent. I used to get them almost all the time. I do still get them. I wouldn't consider them to now be chronic, but I do get them. Let's say in a month, where I used to get them every other day, every day. Let's say out of a week, maybe I'm getting a migraine once a week. Okay? So still suffering from the migraine, still have the migraine, but it's not as severe, and I'm also doing things that are preventing it in the long run from happening, and from happening every single day. Let's also get into abdominal migraines and how I know that I have that and what I do to, I guess you could say, prevent it, or what has been helping it. So I never knew what it was or how I had it or what went on. My mom actually was the one that was like, I think you have abdominal migraines. Because I was like, what the hell is you can have a migraine in your stomach? Like what? So basically, for about a few months, I was suffering from severe. When I say severe, I don't mean it in a light term. I mean severe nausea. And at points, throwing up. There is this story where I'm with my mom in the car, and I'm thinking it's car sickness. She's thinking it's car sickness, this and that, but it was actually an abdominal migraine. So I started to get really nauseous, started to get really dizzy. I started to just sweat. I started sweating, sweating profusely. My stomach started to cramp up, and my vision became very blurry. almost tunnel vision, like I couldn't see around me, just only like within that tunnel vision. So my mom's like gunning it. She's driving like so fast to get me home because I'm about to vomit here. So I got all the way home and I'm proud of myself, but basically I just projectile vomited in our driveway. My poor dad had to like hose it down. I'm so sorry, this is so TMI, but basically I went to the doctor and all of my symptoms basically led to an abdominal migraine, which I always thought was more known in infants, which it is. So I don't know, but basically when that comes on, I basically should just take my rizatriptan or my Simeptrin, which helps with my migraines. So that does help. And also my OBGYN put me on a completely different birth control because she thought my other birth control, which was orthotricycline, was putting out too many hormones because of the tri. It was putting out like 3 different hormones, and she thought maybe that was just throwing off my stomach and creating me to have these abdominal migraines, which are not fun. So she changed it to orthocycline, and let me just say, let me knock on wood again, I have not had an abdominal migraine, okay, since June, and we are in a brand new year. It's 2020. I haven't had it since June, and we're in February. We're in late February, so early March. So almost like a year, well, not really a year, you know what I'm saying, but months later. So that 100% helped me, and I just wanted to touch on that because I had no idea what was going on. I was throwing up all the time, and it came out of nowhere. I would be at work and then I'd have to like go throw up, it was horrible. So if you do suffer with any of those symptoms that I just talked about, see your doctor, or see your primary I just can't talk today. See your primary doctor or see your OBGYN. I did both, and they just basically told me when that is coming on to take my PRN, which is the preventative medication. Like when you feel that that's coming on, you take it, which is my Simeptrin, or sometimes they write me rizatriptan. But they also changed my birth control. So, and I'm on birth control because of my polycystic ovarian syndrome. So I will link that down below, that video, or up above. And yes, I also suffer from that. But that concludes the video. I hope that you guys got some sort of information from this and found it to be helpful. If you do suffer from chronic migraines or abdominal migraines, or maybe you know somebody that does, maybe share this video with them, let them watch it. Also, this new series, this Girl Talk series, I love it. I think it's just, I know that there's other people that are doing this out there, but let me know down below what maybe you would specifically like me to address or talk about in one of these videos. It could be from boys to school to confidence, just whatever. Let me know down below what, like, a topic that you guys would like for me to talk about, because I'd like to think I'm pretty wise, and I'm 26. I've been through a lot of things, some good, some really horrible and tragic things, but I've been through a lot of things, and maybe I could be helpful, and we could be like, just, sitting here and just talking and girl talking. So I love these type of videos. Let me know if you like these type of videos, because I love these type of videos. So yeah, that concludes the video. I love you guys so much, and thank you all so much for the support and subscribing to my channel and, you know, writing such sweet things. You guys are so amazing. I have such amazing friends, and I don't really even like to call you subscribers because I don't like the way that sounds. You guys are my friends, and yeah, it's such like a positive space. I love that. And I love how we all just support one another. We go on each other's videos and we write such beautiful things. I love that. Yes. So I just came out with a brand new cover. I will link that down below. If you guys do not know, I'm also a singer-songwriter on the side. Shameless plug, but it is true. I do that on the side. So if you didn't know, I will link. Everything is going to be in the description box, from where my social medias, or where you can hear me sing. Yeah. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, thumbs this video up, comment, hit that notification bell ding, to be notified every single time I upload. Yeah, that's that. All right, I'm really awkward in this video. I don't even know why. I think it's because I have the house to myself, so I'm just like free, you know? Nobody can hear me. Okay, but yeah, that's the video, and don't forget to comment below. I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all in my next one.